having technical difficulties, but it's okay. I think everybody's watching movies. It's a dreary, wet day here in Christchurch, and I would just like to say that everyone had a lovely weekend. We were busy. We made forts. We sat outside, enjoyed some of the sun. It was really good. So we are going to start the week off with Tyrannosaurus drip, but before we get there, I am officially starting school today. So as of an hour ago, I'm back at school. That's why I'm wearing this lovely shirt, and it's a bit of a those of you at grad school who recognise this shirt, this is a bit of a to Ollie. And I would like to say to Nate and Nancy, they asked me over the weekend if I had enough books to last us through the lockdown, and I do have enough books. I've probably got enough for about 40 to 50 stories, so hopefully we don't need them, and if we do run out we could probably read cereal boxes. That's really good. So it would be really cool to see who is online now and see whereabouts in the world some of us are viewing from. So if you could in your comments just show where you're from, that'd be really cool, and Nishka will tell me if they pop up. There's a country and Nishka will tell me. So a lot of you will be watching from Christchurch, and yeah, we'll carry on. Well, who do you see, Anushka?
Someone from Kaiapoi.
Kaiapoi? Fantastic. Oh, I reckon, is that Sonia? Fantastic. Thanks for tuning in. Anushka will tell me, give me a thumbs up, and we'll pause to see if we get somebody from outside of Christchurch or even overseas. That'd be really cool. Or I will say it after the end of the story. So, enough said. Let's get into the story. Oh, also, sorry, there was a request to read by Nate to read the Loki book. I had a look over that, and it doesn't read very well. It's a really good one to be side by side. So if we do run out of books, I'll definitely get into that one. But I've got some other really exciting ones as well. Oh, Anushka just smiled. What was it, darling?
One from Auckland.
Yay, we've got some Auckland. Hopefully that.
Lots of Christchurch people.
Lots of Christchurch people. All right, cool. Without more to do, we'll crack into Tyrannosaurus drip. Now, there's something a little bit suspicious about this cover. I don't think he looks like these guys. Oh, Julia Donaldson, she's amazing. We just love her. She does the Gruffalo, and we do have the whale and the snail that I will be reading maybe early next week, because that's a real favourite. In a swamp beside a river where the land was thick with veg lived a herd of duck-billed dinosaurs who roamed the water's edge. And they hooted up with rivers, and they hooted up with reeds, and they hooted up with bellyfuls of juicy water weeds. Now, across the rushy river, on a hill the other side, lived a mean Tyrannosaurus with his grim and grisly bride. And they shouted, "Up with hunting!" And they shouted, "Up with war!" And they shouted, "Up with bellyfuls of duck-billed dinosaur!" But the two Tyrannosauruses, so grisly, mean and grim, couldn't catch the duck-billed dinosaurs because they couldn't swim. They muttered, "Down with water!" And they muttered, "Down with wet!" And they muttered, "What a shame that bridges aren't invented yet." Uh-oh. That looks like past meals. Now a little Compsognathus, but for short we'll call her Comp, found a duck-bill egg and stole it from a nest beside the swamp. And she swam with it, and she ran with it, and murmured, "Clever me! And won't the baby Comps be thrilled with duck-bill egg for?" Uh-oh, what's going to happen? Tea! She dropped the egg in terror and went running for her life from the mean Tyrannosaurus and his grim and grisly wife.
Now the mother T had great big jaws and great enormous legs, but her brain was rather little and she couldn't count her eggs. She sang, "Hurt out my terrors with your scaly little tails and your spiky little toofies and your scary little nails." There's 1, 2, 3. Out hatched babies 1 and 2, as perfect as could be, but Mother T was horrified by baby number 3. She grumbled, "He looks weedy." And she grumbled, "He looks weak." And she grumbled, "What long arms, and look, his mouth is like a beak." "He just needs feeding up," said Dad, and gave the baby some meat. The first 2 gulped and guzzled, but the third refused to eat. And he said, "I'm really sorry." And he said, "I simply can't." And he said, "This meat looks horrible. I'd rather eat a plant." Sounds like some of my friends. "A plant!" yelled Mum in horror. And Dad said, "Get a grip." His sisters found a name for him, Tyrannosaurus Drip. And they shouted, "Up with hunting!" And they shouted, "Up with war!" And they shouted, "Up with bellyfuls of duck-billed dinosaur!" Poor Tyrannosaurus Drip tried hard to sing along, but the others yelled, "You silly Drip, you've got the words all wrong!" For he hooted, "Down with hunting!" And he hooted, "Down with war!" And he hooted, "Down with bellyfuls of duck-billed dinosaur!" Drip's sisters grew big enough to hunt with Dad and Mum, but they turned on Drip and told him, "You're not fierce enough to come." And they cried, And he cried, "They've gone without me." And he cried, "Alackaday." And he cried, "This doesn't feel like home. I'm going to run away." I don't think Drip's fitting. So he ran off to the river where he saw a lovely sight, a herd of duck-billed dinosaurs all hooting with delight. And they hooted, "Up with rivers!" And they hooted, "Up with reeds!" And they hooted, "Up with bellyfuls of juicy water weeds." As he stood there on the bank, a sudden urge took hold of him, and he jumped into the water and discovered he could swim. And the duckbill came to greet him at the rushy river's edge, and they hooted, "Nice to see you," and they hooted, "Have some veg." And Drip, who was delighted that they hadn't run away, ate bellyfuls of waterweeds and played with them all day. Then he gazed into the river and he asked them, "Who is that creature in the water?" And they laughed and said, "It's you!" Oh, there he is. Oh, there's the naughty comp that stole the egg. That night, the lightning crackled and the storm blew down a tree. Stumph. And it fell across the river, and the T's cried out, "Yippee!" And they shouted, "Up with hunting!" And they shouted, "Up with war!" And they shouted, "Up with bellyfuls of duck-billed dinosaur!" Drip's sister stepped onto the bridge, but then began to frown. For there in front of them stood Drip, who yelled, "Look out! Look down!" And they looked into the water, and they each let out a yelp, and they cried, "Water monsters!" And the other one cried, "Help!" Oh, pretty scary. What are they saying? Then Mother scolded, "Nonsense!" And she joined them on the tree. Then she looked into the water and exclaimed, "Goodness gracious me!" The 3 of them stood trembling, and Dad said, "Get a grip. You're all of you as drippy as Tyrannosaurus Drip." He strode onto the bridge and scoffed, I bet there's nothing there." Then he looked into the water, and he jumped into the air. It's the scariest one. And how the duckbills hooted when he landed with a crash, and the tree bridge broke, and 4 Tyrannosauruses went splash! Uh-oh. And spluttering and clinging to the branches of the tree, they went whooshing down a waterfall, all the way to sea. And the the duckbills hooted happily, and they hooted hip, hip, hip. Hooray for the heroic one and only duckbill trip. I so love this one. I hope you enjoyed that one too. So it'd be really cool if you pop in the comments where you're viewing from, and I'll give you a shout out tomorrow morning. And I hope you guys enjoy your day. But before I leave, just spare a thought for any of you, the old people in your family. I know, or the elderly, or because I've been going through and calling up uncles and aunts and my dad and keeping a track on them, and I'd love to hear from you. It'd be really awesome. So enough's from me. I hope you enjoy the first day of the school holidays, and after this I'm going to crack into my schoolwork, and but I will see you here tomorrow, because this is a lovely break for and a lovely bit of routine. So ka kite.